McGraw, live in the morning on KTRX.
Well, if you like radio here in the state of Missouri, you have our next guest to thank. He is president and CEO of the Missouri Broadcasters Association, and he is on the front line fighting for radio in this day and age of everyone trying to tear it down. Chad Mahoney, welcome back to the Big 550 KTRX here in St. Louis.
Good morning, McGraw. Good to be back with you.
Let's talk about this AM Radio Act. What do we know about what's going on in Washington, D.C.?
Well, we've had some great recent progress. Just last Thursday, when a lot of people were distracted and getting ready for the long weekend, the House Committee on Energy and Commerce included the act in its Surface Transportation Reauthorization Package. So this is great news because this gives us an option to get this voted on and passed. Now, of course, nothing is guaranteed. As negotiations move on, things could change there. So while we're thrilled about the progress, and even though it's now in the highway bill, we'd still like to see House leadership send the bill to the House floor for a vote. So what we would like to see listeners do is text AM to 39179. Again, it's 39179. Just text AM and send it. And you'll get a link texted back to you. And you can click on that link and enter your information. And based on your address, it will automatically generate an email that will go to your member of Congress. And that email will tell them that you depend on AM radio stations like the one we're on right now, and you want them to pass the legislation and send it to the House floor.
All right, one more time. Text AM to what's the number?
39179. 39179. Just put that in your text and hit AM and send it.
You know, it's interesting. People
and the system does everything for you, writes the letter for you.
You got it. Let's talk about AM in and of itself. People don't realize how important AM radio is, news is, not just during emergencies, but everyday life in all corners of the state. Chad, talk about that for a moment.
Well, you know, some people act like, AM is a bygone era. It's just not true. AM radio has 82 million, I'll say that again, 82 million listeners every month in the United States. So day in and day out on morning shows like this one, it's essential for just basic information. So KTRS and many other AM stations are here every morning. You're delivering the news, the weather, traffic updates that people need. But as you touched on, during an emergency, this and other stations really become lifelines. When cell towers go down and people lose power, and it happens every time there's a major disaster, AM radio is still on the air. It's that resilience in major emergencies that really can save lives. It's essential for public safety and information, especially during those times of emergency.
So what does the bill in Washington, D.C. do? What does it say?
Well, it requires the Department of Transportation to mandate that AM radio be installed as standard equipment in all new motor vehicles. So basically what's always been the case. So standard equipment, it basically means all new passenger vehicles manufactured or imported into the United States would have to include that AM radio, and they can't charge for it because that's the rub there. A lot of people believe this change really has to do with the automakers wanting to monetize everything, selling a subscription to everything in the dashboard, and AM radio is free, and they don't like that as part of their business model. So part of this bill would require that there's no extra cost. They could not charge an additional fee to receive those airwaves that come over for free of charge. Also, before the rule goes into effect, if they're selling vehicles without AM, because some of them have already pulled them out, they have to put a sticker and display it on those cars they're selling, basically a warning label that says, hey, we don't have AM. It's a warning label because the government would, at that point, consider that to be a public safety concern because the AM radio isn't in there.
Chad, there are some in the automotive industry that say that the AM signal doesn't work in an electric vehicle. What do you say?
That's not true. There are electric vehicles out there with the AM radio in it. It requires a little bit of insulation, but the fact is there are electric vehicles on the streets today that have AM radio, and it works just fine.
You know, people don't realize we joke about AM radio all the time, but I mean, we've seen an explosion of audio, a.k.a. podcasting, right? Everyone says, oh, podcasting isn't all podcasting is AM radio just on some other type of device.
That's exactly what it is. But oftentimes in a podcast, you're getting charged for it. You often have to have a subscription. Or if you download it, it's like every, 90 seconds it gets interrupted, just upcut with some random commercial. Unlike AM radio, where you can sit here, listen to a complete, coherent segment commercial-free before you go to the commercial break. There's a big difference between free over-the-air public service and a podcast. But, yeah, if you listen to a podcast, they've taken it right out of the playbook of AM radio, haven't they?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chad Mahoney, President and CEO of the Missouri Broadcasters Association. Okay, so text AM to 39179 and then follow the link, and that'll send something to your local representative anywhere you are. So just text 39179. Again, how confident are you that this actually could get to President Trump's desk and he would sign it?
President Trump is a big supporter of this bill. He has said it multiple times publicly. If we reach out to our members of Congress and ask them to please talk to their leadership to get this to the floor for a vote, it is going to pass overwhelmingly. We have 317 House co-sponsors. That's a bulletproof vote right there. This is a very bipartisan piece of legislation. And over on the Senate, we have 61 members of the Senate on this bill as co-sponsors. You don't see this kind of bipartisanship in D.C. right now, and it just speaks to the importance of this issue. 39179. Text AM to 39179. Chad Mahoney, is it true that early in your broadcasting career you used to board op for the Larry King and the Jim Bohannon show? That is true. And who knows, if I want to keep the stretch going, maybe I need to board up your show one of these nights.
Chad Mahoney, good to have you. Be safe as always. Thanks for checking in. Let us know if we can help. Have a good day, sir.
Thanks, McGraw. Have a good one.
You got it. Chad Mahoney, one of the good ones, President and CEO of the Missouri Broadcasters Association. That AM bill is in Washington, D.C. Text AM to 39179. That's 39179. Just put that in the text line and then text AM. Right, that's the phone number, 39179. Then text AM. They'll send you a link, and you follow the link, and you are off and running. It is as simple as that. Yes, Rose.
Was Ted Cruz somebody who was...
Ted Cruz is very much in favor of this.
Very much in favor of this, right? Like he was instrumental.
Well, look, when you got 61 senators, you got lots of people who co-signed the bill. So you got, again...
It'll pass.
Yeah, they can't even agree on what day of the week it is, and yet they all agree that AM should be in cars.
Good.
Look, I mean, here's the deal. Just in terms of safety alone, when you're driving... you don't have access to TV in your car usually. Sometimes you don't have access to internet. If that goes down, the only thing you have between the tornado bearing down and your safety is somebody in a studio somewhere telling you that there's a storm brewing. So it is. Look, they've tried to kill AM radio since they invented it with movies and talkies and color and cassettes and CDs and FM and podcasting and internet and movies, and they still can't do it. They can't do it. They still can't kill it. That's how powerful it is. 728 here, Big 550 KTRS. From the Country Club Car Wash text line. I already sent mine, took 15 seconds. Great, good stuff. Don't forget the AM part. Yes. Done. Thanks for the link. You betcha. Text AM to 39179 and follow the link.